a land of ancient history with stunning landscapes and a diverse culture. This is Peru. Starting out in the ancient city of Lima, we head to Huaca Pucllana, a pre-Incan structure that was built over 1,500 years ago, right in the centre of the city. All this while patting some cats and trying to dodge the political unrest that's bubbling under the surface within the city. So after flying from San Francisco to Lima, we headed straight to accommodation. Wow, look at this view! Which was situated right next to an ancient pyramid only 2 blocks away. So for our first full day in Lima, Krista's first priority was to find and pat some random cats. Lucky for her, we could easily do this at JFK Park, which was just down the road in Miraflores. It's named after the 35th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, in honour of his visit to Peru back in 1961.
Got little cat blankets.
Okay, so we just got to John F. Kennedy Park, and there are cats everywhere, like everywhere. They have little blankets like that, have like food and all that. They don't love me though. Yeah.
This place is full of cats that live in the park with a beautiful church nearby, which is known for its musical events.
And we've got another one. Stop chasing the cats.
How are you getting the cat?
I didn't even want the cat. I just wanted churros. Can we get churros now? Can you get him off? He's got dirty footprints all over my jeans.
Be grateful.
Come on. Alex, grab it.
The park is also surrounded by a market which sells clothing and different Peruvian food.
$3. We got some picarones, which is
$3 Australian.
yeah, like Peruvian donuts. So this one's blueberry and this one is just original, I think. And I don't think it's maple syrup, it's some sort of syrup, but it smells sweet. So we'll try it. I'm gonna try the original one. It's pretty nice and hot and crispy.
So it's 10 soles. Is it worth 10 soles?
This is worth my life. I love all this cat footage. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Within the centre of the park is a circular area which is designed for dance performances, music festivals and art exhibitions, where we actually ended up buying some local art, which Krista showed off to some nearby cats.
Hey, that's our artwork. I paid $40 Australian for that. Can you stop? There's Minnie Mouse. We're a long way from Disneyland.
So if you ever stay in Miraflores, you have to try Manalo Churros. This place is the best churros I've ever tasted, and in multiple different flavours. Now you know a place is good when there's a line out the door onto the street.
Thank you. And how much was that?
So this is a watercolor painting. And originally it was 100 soles, which is, how much is that? $40.
$40 and we got it down to 30.
And then we got it to 30. And that man was like, so sad. He was like desperate to sell his artwork. And they're all so pretty and we just wish we could buy all of them, but we don't have room in our luggage. So now I'm gonna have to put this thing in my backpack, but it's so nice. So pretty.
So our next day we headed to explore the ancient mud brick pyramid to Huaca Pucllana.
Just casual ruins in the middle of the town. Just a guy walking around with a wheelbarrow. Maybe it's the Peruvian Indiana Jones. Instead of a whip, he uses a wheelbarrow.
This 22-metre high pyramid was made out of over 50 million bricks, with each brick being handmade by those of the Lima Culture. Constructed over 1,500 years ago, no slaves were actually used in its creation. Instead, designated labour was a way civilians would pay their tax for set periods of time, building the structure brick by brick. These bricks were built in a particular way to make them resistant to earthquakes, which is pretty common in Peru due to the Ring of Fire and the Andes Mountains nearby. As Lima is at the base of these mountains, the city is under the rain shadow effect, with the towering Andes Mountains to the east absorbing most of the precipitation that crosses over, and descending air on the western side is dry and arid. As a result, Lima receives about 20 millimetres of rain a year, which is not that much, which has prevented this mud brick structure from melting away. Peru doesn't even have gutters and most roofs are flat. However, due to climate change, flash floods are occurring like the ones 5 months ago, washing away villages and some other smaller towns. So, back to the pyramid. The Lima people who built this pyramid were not particularly tall. As you can see them standing next to me, they're only about 5 feet high.
This is the actual height they used to be. Look how short they are. I feel like a giant.
This site was also a burial site for Lima's nobility, with the first intact tomb from the period being discovered in 2008, which held the remains of 3 people, 2 adults wearing masks and a sacrificed child. This pyramid was even used during the war between Peru and Chile during the 19th century, as you can see from the cannonballs and bullets on display. This massive pyramid being located in the middle of Lima and in such good condition is just mind-blowing, and if you're ever in Peru, it's totally worth a visit.
So we're now just about to go to the historical center of town, which is Lima Main Square, and we're just getting an Uber, and Ubers are so cheap in Lima. So it costs 16 soles, $5, to drive, what? Half an hour.
Lima Square, also known as Plaza de Armas, is the historic heart of Lima, dating back to 1535 when it was established by Spanish conquistador Francisco Pizarro. The square features a bronze fountain gifted by King Philip III of Spain in 1651 and surrounded by colonial-era buildings like the Government Palace, where Peru's independence was declared in 1821.
Spanish churros.
And how is it? Is it good?
So we absolutely have no idea how to order. We're just taking pictures of all the menus and just translating it. So I think we will get some chicken, so roast chicken. It's roast Peruvian chicken, and then we're gonna try our pisco sour. Hopefully we ordered correctly. Very pisco-y.
Very sour,
Very sour.
but it's pretty good.
It's like margarita, but like in syrup.
What did you just eat? Was it spicy?
I don't know what it is. I thought it was mustard.
It's not mustard.
Give me some pisco sour.
So after some delicious Peruvian chicken and some spicy sauce that nearly blew Krista's head off, we noticed they were barricading off the main square, and we could hear protesters in the distance making a lot of noise. And Krista got some popcorn. The major catalyst for the protests in Peru have been due to the ex-president Pedro Castillo being kicked out of office due to corruption allegations. This didn't affect our trip directly, but we heard of major disruptions, such as Machu Picchu being closed down for over a month, where the government was forced to airlift out over 400 tourists from the mountain. So we decided to move away from the barricades and the protesters, quickly checking out the beautiful painted murals located within San Cristobal, where hundreds of houses were recently painted after the COVID-19 pandemic. So for our final day, we went to Barranco, a suburb of Lima that is renowned for its bohemian culture and beautiful wall paintings.
So we are now in the area of, what's it called?
Barranco.
Barranco. And what's it renowned for?
I think they're street art, but we haven't seen any yet.
I've seen a little bit, but I think it's going to get better.
I'm pretty sure the ones that you've seen are just graffiti.
Oh.
Sadly, in 2015, the new mayor of Lima ordered this street art to be painted over in bright yellow. And yellow just happened to be his political party's colour. 60 murals were destroyed, so Lima's outraged artist community banded together to replace Lima's lost street art with a mural contest called Las Paredes Hablan, which in English means the walls speak. This competition included cash prizes and brought the suburb back to life.
This is pretty cool. So there's an old tramway that used to run through town. And how is it? What are your thoughts?
Amazing.
Taste test.
So fresh. So we got the mixed ceviche.
Yeah, so when you're in Lima, get the ceviche.
Well, that's it for this video. If you're visiting Peru, make sure you spend at least a couple of days here in Lima so you can experience the beautiful mix of Peruvian, Spanish, and bohemian culture. Join us on the next one where we head to the mountaintop city of Cusco. the center of the ancient Incan Empire, which sits 3.4 kilometers above sea level, which is covered in beautiful and mysterious Incan ruins. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give us a follow. Every follow helps.